I reckon most folks got a picture in their head about what a moonshiner's life is like. I reckon they imagine wild car chases, shootouts with revenuers, and jars of clear liquor changing hands in the dead of night. But let me tell you, that ain't the half of it. My name, it ain't important, but my story, the story of a life spent in the shadows with the steel as my only friend, might just give you a glimpse of what it's really like.
There's a place I remember so well, with stories that only I can tell. Come listen to my story for a while, but be prepared, what you hear won't make you smile. Be a farmer or a preacher and look a little meeker. Don't tell anyone about your blues. Submit and obey and thank the Lord every day that you can't live a life that you choose, 'cause someone's gotta fill your daddy's shoes.
I was born in this life, you could say. My daddy was a shiner, and so was my granddaddy. It's in my blood. Like the very corn mash that runs through the copper coils, I remember the smell of the mash cooking, a sweet, sour scent that filled the air of our backwoods hideout. It was a smell of rebellion, of tradition, and if I'm being honest, smelled like freedom. Making liquor ain't just a job, it's an art. And like any artist, I take pride in my craft. But this art comes with a price. You see, the government, they don't take kindly to folks who sidestep the law and taxes. And they've made it their mission to sniff out fellers like me. So we live a life of cat and mouse, always looking over our shoulders, always ready to pick up and move at the drop of a hat. The woods where I run my operation, well, they're just my second home. I know each tree, each creek bend like the back of my hand, hauling sacks of sugar and yeast and heavy copper parts deep into the woods. It ain't for the faint of heart. It's back-breaking work, but it's got to be done. And when the moon is just a sliver in the sky, that's when the real work begins. That steel's got to be tended to like a newborn baby. Heat's got to be just right, and the mash has got to work off just right. One wrong step, and the whole batch could be burnt. Or worse, it could draw unwanted attention, and that's the last thing any shiner needs. The revenuers, they got a nose for trouble, and an operation gone wrong is like a dinner bell for 'em. I sure have had my share of close calls, hiding in the brush as government men stomped around my steel, prodding and a poking. My heart pounding so loud, I was sure they'd hear it. But I've been lucky. blessed by the shiner's guardian angel, if such things exist. By the grace of God and a good pair of boots, I've managed to stay one step ahead of the law. But it ain't all about dodging the law. There's somewhat of a bond between some shiners, a brotherhood. We might be a tight-lipped bunch, but when trouble comes knocking, you can bet your last dollar we'll band together. It's an unspoken rule of the hills. You help your own, 'cause one day you might be the one needing help. The hardship, though it seeps into your bones for a while. The constant looking over your shoulder, the sleepless nights of wondering if tonight's the night that the feds finally catch up to you. It takes a toll, and there's a loneliness to it too. You can't exactly invite folks over for supper without wondering if they'll turn you over for a quick buck or a pat on the back from some badge-wearing feller. Now, it ain't easy keeping secrets from the ones you love. My wife, she knows better than to ask too many questions. And the kids, well, they think Daddy's just got a knack for working late. The fear of them getting caught up in my mess is enough to make a grown man cry, if I were the sort to show my tears. I've seen plenty of men get caught. Some get greedy, others just careless. But the end's the same. They lose their freedom, their steel, and sometimes their families. It's a hard pill to swallow, knowing any day could be your last as a free man. But we shiners, we're a stubborn breed. We'll keep cooking that shine, 'cause it's not just about the liquor. It's about a way of life that don't bow to no man. The money's all right, sure, but this ain't about money. It's about standing up to a system that don't care about the little guy. So we take our chances, and we make our liquor, and we live for our own terms. It's a risky business, but in these hills, risks are as common as the stones underfoot. Now you might be wondering, why keep at it? Why risk your neck for some homemade hooch? It's more than just tradition or stubbornness. It's a deep-seated need to feel like you're a master of your own fate out here. And when the moon and the stars is my witness, I am the king of my own little corner of the world. Now don't get me confused. I ain't no hero, and this ain't no romantic tale. It's just life, as raw and real as it gets. The night's quiet, safe for bubbling of the still, and for a moment, I let myself believe that this is how it's meant to be. Just man and nature, and a bit of liquor to smooth the edges. And when I deliver my jars, the look on folks' faces, that's something you can't put a price on. They're not just buying shine, they're buying a piece of defiance, a sip of freedom from the daily grind. I reckon it's that keeps me a-going. The knowledge that I'm providing something that's more than just a drink, but a statement. So here I stand, a moonshiner by trade, a fugitive in the eyes of the law, but a free man in the truest sense of the word. As long as these mountains stand, and there's a thirst for that clear, potent spirit, men like me will continue the dance with the shadows, and the steels will keep humming and thumping their sweet, rebellious song under the watchful eye of the moon.
There is a man who stands up so high, white skin covered with a suit and tie. He tells you what to do and what to say, says you're the devil if you find another way. Be a farmer or a preacher and look a little meeker, don't tell anyone about your blues. Submit and obey, thank the